Hi everyone. I wanted to introduce you to Dawn Reagan. She's a patient that had just recently completed her phase 1 of Shape Reclaimed and wanted to share her personal experience with the program. So Dawn, kind of share with our audience coming into the program what your thoughts were, kind of what your maybe some resistance was initially, and then what you've experienced, and kind of give them an idea of what that's been like for you.
Thank you for having me. Initially I had lost a lot of weight in the past and I knew I could do it on my own, but I was thinking, I don't need anything to help me get through this weight loss plan. And June was talking about this and I'd seen some testimonials and I just needed a reset of my body. I had kind of lacked in the COVID and working from home and everything. And I thought, I'm just going to try this, give it a reset of my body. So that's what I did. So I decided to start this, and within a couple days I knew the clarity alone, I could see that it was working. And then within, I would say, about a week or so, I could just tell that my clothes were fitting differently. I had a lot more energy. So that's really why I started this, and I'm so glad I did. And I've completed the phase 1 and I am in phase 2, introducing new foods to my body.
Right.
And I can certainly tell what I'm not supposed to eat just by the inflammation.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. So definitely this is something I would highly recommend to anybody who would be willing to try it.
Some interesting things that have been a common response for most people is that portion of really figuring out what things are sensitive to their system.
Yes.
So once they go through that first phase and start introducing foods back into the system, really figuring out and identifying what things they need to avoid.
Absolutely.
That would cause some inflammation, because as we know, inflammation is the key point for everything. When people are going through stuff, inflammation triggers all kinds of other things to occur and dysfunction. So, with her experience, it's much similar to many people's experience. Resetting the system, recalibrating the clarity, all those other things as we start to, put the inflammation out in the body and the cells, allowing the cells to regenerate and start functioning where they're supposed to. And then obviously everyone's had that side effect of weight loss, feeling better, feeling lighter. But the one thing that was really neat about Dawn's experience is she had taken a trip out to Colorado. And we had a conversation before she left on how we could prep her so when she got there, she'd have a good experience, because they had planned to do a lot of hiking, they're gonna do a lot of outdoor stuff, a lot of activity. So she was a little concerned, if she'd have some energy deprivation, if she had some challenges with that. And what was that like?
Yeah, we started at about 10,000 feet in the mountains in the snow, and I would say a little bit was a struggle in the very, very beginning, but within getting used to it, I was like, wow, this feels great. We got up to 11,400 feet, and I was feeling even better up there.
Awesome.
So I know that definitely helped by taking these drops and helping with that program. So,
was there anything that you found difficult following the program? Because most people, they hear about these different programs that are out there and like, oh, that sounds all great. These people have great testimonials, but man, I can't do that. That's too much work, it's too much change, so they resist it, and then they don't do anything. Has that been a challenge for you? Because what I've heard from most people is that you're eating normal food. So it's not about taking a bunch of pills or taking a bunch of things or being restricted.
Correct.
You're eating actually foods that your body requires so your body can detox.
Right.
Is that what you experience as well?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't feel any lack of any sort of food. You can eat as many vegetables as you want, the fruit, you get to eat protein, you get to eat the dairy even, minimal dairy, but yeah, absolutely. I did not have any struggles with this in any of the eating.
And as we said before, it's not a diet program, it's a detox program. Correct. But with that, people hear those words and they think restriction. So as soon as they think restricted, they're out.
Correct.
They're fearful, they don't want to change. And even some people that in this area, it was boating time when people are going through these, and it was summertime, you guys are boaters, you and your husband are boaters, and you and Dave like to, indulge in some adult beverages occasionally. Right. And we found a modification for that. We don't advise drinking, but some people, if they start to reduce those things, they start to feel then the effects of it, so they make an educated decision, saying what's the trade-off, and at that point it's like, yeah, I guess I'll pass on that.
Right.
But rather than saying you can't do those things, which they shouldn't as we're detoxing, but to ease them into saying, well, look at the effects, how is your body responding?
That's exactly the way I felt when we were boating. When I started this, I was a little like, oh my gosh, I'd like to have a drink or two. Yeah. But when I didn't, after the day after boating, I was like, wow, I didn't need to do that, and I feel great today. So,
that's awesome.
Yes.
And it makes lifestyle changes on other sides too, not just for getting away from the alcohol, because of the things that does provide and complicate some things, but just resetting, like you said. I think that's the biggest takeaway, is helping reset. And I think right now, more than any time before, a reset is really is something everyone needs.
Yes, and
You
that's definitely what I needed.
Yeah,
That's the
and
reason.
now you're getting recalibrated. Now you can start running the program, the way
Yes.
that it needs to be run as you start adding foods in and really making that lifestyle change.
Yes.
That's what this has all been about. It's not trying to get you taking these supplements forever and keep selling you product after product, but it's helping assist you to modify and make that lifestyle change.
Correct.
Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I would agree. I feel a lot better, a lot more energy. I wish I would have done this sooner.
Yeah. It was a little struggle at the beginning. You had a lot of questions, and
Yes.
I can appreciate that. I mean,
Yes.
but once you're an informed consumer, then you make those choices, and then from there, we get to do stuff like this and
Yes.
share with people and help other people. And that was the real purpose of this. It'd be easy for me to come on here and give you these names of people that did this, this, and this, and their experience, but rather than having you tell from your own mouth and your own experience so we can see you live of what that was, I think that's more encouraging. What would be the best encouragement you could have told yourself now, could have told yourself before, when you were resistant to pursuing this? What advice would you give your previous self?
Don't be afraid to make a change or try something new. Even though you think you can do things on your own, sometimes you need a little push and a little help. And I have to say, thank you. Injun has always been there, a text away. Hey, I'm going here. What should I eat? And I need help. And he's always been there for me, so I appreciate that.
And her husband and I have been friends from a very young age, and it's been a huge benefit to the relationship too, to help them as a team to go in to make these lifestyle changes. Because as a family, when you say making healthier choices, it just falls in alignment with a better lifestyle and a better quality of life.
Yes, absolutely.
Would you agree?
Dave is. Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely been on the roll with this. He's doing great as well.
Yeah.
So
Makes life better though.
Yes,
Makes
absolutely.
marriage life better
yes,
too.
Yes.
Right?
Why are you eating that?
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's right.
But it's one thing. It's funny because his father had told us, though his mother and father had been married for many years, and we spent a lot of time with him. And he'd always say, he'd tell his wife Shirley, "I'm investing in you, and you invest in me." And that's really kind of the truth of it. We forget a lot of time because as we age, we're in I'm not in a marriage, but you people are in marriages, and so it helps you to really say, you know what, it helps reduce all the other things that are piled on a relationship outside of this stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Just somebody to do something with too.
Yeah.
You know.
Because you're active,
doing
you have
this
energy.
together. Yeah. He's hiking with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Okay.
yeah.
And so for people that are looking at this saying, investing in themselves, a lot of people won't do that. How can you help them get over that hurdle?
You just have to take that initial jump. Like you want to make yourself better. You have to just do it.
So would you say you've had a good return on investment in doing that?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, the main thing is the clarity. Like I'm just constantly clear. I'm not tired.
Right. Priceless.
Just absolutely. And just choosing the right foods. Doing this makes me think. Like when I'm shopping, the right foods, picking the right foods. So absolutely.
I didn't mean to put words in your mouth. I was assuming that's probably what you'd say, but I wanted them to hear it from you.
Yes.
And obviously we're not actors here. We're just humans, and we're just.
Absolutely.
I'm an amateur, I guess, and trying to get better, and so I have her help and just trying to be real with you guys and just give you a real personal testimonial from what Dawn's experience was, and to really check into Shape Reclaimed if you haven't already. Let me see this very well, but shapereclaim.com. Go ahead and hop on the website. There's a ton of information on there. These are the drops that she's talking about. These are these herbal drops. There's not any sort of pharmaceutical products inside of here that would be detrimental to your system. Once you run through the drops and you recalibrate the system, it's not something you have to keep on continually using because you make that lifestyle change with your food intake. So it's really making those changes and it's helping assist you with that as you're changing around some of your hormones and your chemistry of your brain and the hypothalamus part of your brain. It just helps reset things like she was saying. So reset is really the biggest word we want to use with this. So go ahead and check it out. When you go through there and you have some questions, reach out to me and we'll have a conversation. I'll help assist you like I have with Dawn. We're really just trying to put this out here now to help people because it helps boost your immune system too. Once your system's functioning better, we don't have to have the fear of all those things that are going on outside in the world right now with COVID, with the flu and cold and flu stuff coming on, all that type of stuff. So let's be preventative before we get into this next phase or the next season here to kind of arm ourselves for that stuff. So I'm here to help you, and I wanted to have Dawn share that so she could help encourage you as well. So reach out to me. If you're friends with Dawn, reach out to her if you have some questions for her. She'll give you some of her personal experiences, and we'll take it from there, and I'm just here to help you. So reach out, and I'll be here for you. Thanks for